Day one of the Atlantic 10 2020 Women's Basketball Tournament here in Wilmington, Delaware. Alongside Debbie Taylor, my name is Joel Godet. This is the 11-14 matchup, the second game and final game of our first day. It's St. Louis as the 11 seed, George Mason as the 14 seed. And the first three from Peyton Kennedy, rebounded and put back up and short by Julia Martinez. And George Mason out unscathed. Fourth preseason St. Louis. Debbie, what happened?
St. Louis showed up today with 7 players and about 6 players on crutches behind them. They've been decimated by injuries this season. Coach Lisa Stone, in her 36th year in coaching, saying she's never experienced anything like this, but they are 7 strong. They are excited to be here, and they're ready to play.
The good news for St. Louis, if there is good news in all of that, they actually have 2 all-conference players. You're looking at one of them, Kaja Harbison, the strong take and the miss. Second team all-conference. Brooke Flowers is 42 in white. Leads the defensive break on your screen. Defensive player of the year in this conference. So if there was any team that had to win 5 games in 5 days, is it them?
Their experience, their all-conference selections, multiple years of all-conference selections. Harbison is just such a strong player, the 3rd leading scorer in the Atlantic 10. And Brooke Flowers just announced this week that she's going to return for her final year next season, which I'm sure brought Coach Lisa Stone a lot of joy amidst all the turmoil.
And the missed 3 by Paula Suarez. That was the joy part of it. The downside of that was that Mariama Smith-Traore and Kaja Harbison are both not coming back. They are graduating and will pursue their future endeavors. And a block by Brooke Flowers. That's why she's the Defensive Player of the Year.
She is, and Triomi tearing her ACL early in the season in practice. She's been out all season, and then the ripple effect, it just continued. A ruptured Achilles, another torn ACL, and it's just been one thing after another for the Billikens. But they are here. It's tournament time. They're ready to play as Harbison launches the 3.
Rebounded by Lawhorne. You had Mariama Smith-Traore tear her ACL on October 27th. That was the first. Then you had the ACL tear of Peyton Kennedy in February, the Achilles issue with Nai Twong. So those 2 players are out for the year. Marissa Warren has not suited up. The DePaul transfer since February 5th. Here's Amaya Scott sinking the first bucket of the day. Well, transfer from Bethune-Cookman.
Kylie Best, the sophomore, was leading the team with 22 three-pointers.
Yep. And
then she tore ACL. So it's just an epidemic.
Kaja Harbison, who had started 102 consecutive games. Nice feed to Flowers. Layup is good. She missed the first 3 of her career because of a concussion. The entire team, this is not unique to St. Louis, gets to Fordham earlier this season, wakes up, they have COVID issues, so they have to cancel that game, travel back home. It has been that kind of a season. Long 3, far side, air ball again from Lawhorne. Rebound, put back, Doster. Good deflection there by Flowers, and a second opportunity with 6 on the shot clock for the Patriots in green.
Well, you can see Flowers at 6'5" with that tremendous length, her ability to alter shots as we have a shot clock violation. St. Louis ball. Well, in opposition, George Mason under first-year head coach Vanessa Blair-Lewis, and what a joy is she to talk to, and just a player's coach. She came from Bethune-Cookman, where she went to the 2019 NCAA tournament. She's 4-time MEAC Coach of the Year. She's just a great get and a wonderful human being for George Mason, who's ready to resurrect their program.
Mason was winless in conference last season. 3 wins, that's a step forward for them. And hey, listen, it's a day-by-day process. Flowers the miss.
Well, that's what you talk about when you're in your first season and you're rebuilding a program. It's all about the process. It's all about the baby steps. So 3 wins for them are great, and getting a win here would be a pretty monumental step.
And you mentioned that NCAA tournament run at Bethune-Cookman. You've got 2 transfers that came with Coach Blair-Lewis. That ball's deflected out of bounds. Jayla Adams and Amaya Scott, they both know how to win. So when you try to infuse that winning attitude and winning mentality, you've got people that have been there.
When you want to create a new culture, how better to do it than to bring 2 players who have played for you for a while, who understand your culture. And Coach telling us Amaya Scott is one of the best human beings she's ever had an opportunity to be around, in addition to being a spectacular player.
Another air ball. We've had more air balls than we have had makes at this juncture. The 2 teams have combined 2 for 13.
First round game, always a little bit of jitters. Coaches call it the 3rd season. You've got the non-conference play, you've got the conference play, and then they always say the slate is wiped clean. It's the start of the 3rd season.
There are moving screens, and then there are moving screens. That was a moving screen. First foul on Amaya Scott. St. Louis 10th in the league offensively this season. Good ball movement to swing it over to Kennedy.
St. Louis, a team that has been to the semifinals of the Atlantic 10 tournament 5 of the last 6 years. I mean, they've really, Coach Lisa Stone, when she took this program over 10 years ago, has built a winner. And with 5 seniors returning, was expecting to have a great season, front-loaded the schedule with some really good teams, hoping to get an at-large bid if they didn't win the conference tournament, and everything just kind of misfired for them with the injuries.
The injuries and the transfers, which happened late in the game as well, and I think caught them by surprise. They had 2 before the season ever started. Rachel Kent leaves to go to IUPUI. Maya Clark left for Evansville in August. It is a much different looking St. Louis team than we expected to see this year. Here's Scott on the back down, and she has the first 4 points for the team in green.
What a great athlete she is. You can see on that isolation, she just can back you down on the dribble. She's 6'1", elevate over the top, and the smooth jumper.
Harbison was eyeing a 3. And out of bounds. Called on Natalie McNeil. Last 2 possessions for St. Louis, 3 in the key and a sideline step. And the Billikens have now turned it over twice, starting 1 of 7.
When I asked Coach Stone, like, with only 7 players, how does that change the way you play? I mean, St. Louis is an up-tempo team. They like to shoot threes. They like to get up and down the floor. She said, we're still going to run. We just have to be opportunistic.
Nice pass.
Beautiful pass.